Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Avowed stream. Good to be back for another day, another couple of hours. Hopefully, you enjoy spending time for these next two and a half hours, give or take. Let's jump right in, shall we? Our main goal for today is to get to the new area. Is get to the new zone.
Branch bricks. Party in the butt!
Show me what you got.
Come on.
We've got company!
Come on. Apologies.
I've never seen so many graveyards in one place. What's drawing them here?
Right behind you. Quick and quiet.
Looks like the gardener hasn't been here in a bit. I don't think we can get through. I've dreamt of exploring Nagukubel for years, to find out what happened to the godless who built this and why they vanished.
No time to waste. Let's find where they're going.
Of course, but we can take a little look around, since we're here already, can't we?
There must have been a battle here long ago. See those metal corpses? We saw them around Nakutetek, too.
These are magfolk. They're often found in many godless ruins, but they are definitely not godless. That's no surprise. The magfolk are responsible for taking many lives. Godless ruins are filled with magfolk remains, but no records of them exist in Akedan lore. I don't think the godless did well against the magfolk.
Still, I wonder why they fell. Were they overwhelmed, or taken by surprise, or something else?
They were fierce. Blood like a fountain. No quarter. Nothing spared.
Wait, did the voice in your head just talk? What did it say? Perhaps more. It's impossible to know the true count. Anything of historic importance is often blood-soaked. Are you ready? We're entering one of their holiest places. Who knows what we'll find? Okay. Got my wand, got my grimoire. Let's go already.
Yasli said the element already.
We remember. They loved, and we loved in return. We are nearly free now. We remember. They loved, and we loved in return.
You take lead.
The branch breaks.
Walk like it's hard. Oh, look at that archway. What else might be here?
The heart of the Akita beats. Our veins stir. You are close. Seek the ancient kith who dwell here. They will show you the way.
Vandals? How did you... Oh, and someone's here now. No one's ever in the ruins.
An intruder comes.
That's...
You don't belong here. Why have you come? What business do you have in this place? Tell me, before I strike you down.
I'll have to I'm here to find a way to the garden.
And the gardener. Of course, they'd seek more souls to help them.
The gardener. That must be how the ancient Akedans referred to their god. To stop it all.
I am Numena, Tebaro Senakis, and guardian of the Akeda and the living lands. They came swarming, relentless, these juggernauts. So many they stole the heat from the stars. They brought death to our temples. They brought doom to our king. And the sky held no sun as our children screamed.
Oh, I know this. You speak of the Magfolk.
Yes, Story Seeker. Their corpses remain, as do our memories of what they did to us.
Why did they kill your people?
We would have offered them everything, just to save some piece of us. But they did not speak. The Deathbringers were only there for the slaughter. Our words were burned. Our buildings were broken. Anything that was of Akeda, they destroyed.
That's why there are no records. No histories.
We fought so hard, but we fell too. Then they trapped our gardener.
Trapped. A sepulchre of endless night. Bones beneath roots. Stop this.
You've been hiding what you know about the Mayfolk from me. Why?
The memory, it scorches our wounds. The light, it blinded us. Why were we so afraid?
The gardener quickens. This hastens our fears. The gardener was afraid, yes. They were terrified. That was all they saw. Death hungers and cannot be sated. That which killed the Akeda wants more slaughter still. So our gardener calls then, begging one more time to be set free.
Wait. They know. They understand. Why do they hinder you?
When the gardener calls, there is no turning away. But you will prove yourself to us through a series of trials. Survive these trials, and you will know the way to the garden. First is a trial of strength. Demonstrate your might against our ancient dead, and earn the right to face the second.
So be it.
We wish you a better fate than the one we saw. The path to the garden lays before you. It is the only way. Go now. Your trials begin.
Mercedes, we just spoke to an ancient Akedan. Baru Sanakis. That must be what the Akita called their godlikes. Keep quiet. Nice of them to give us a little break, isn't it?
I get the feeling we're not done with this. They're coming out of the wall.
On your left, dear.
That was a bit close.
That's the last one. So much for the first try. On to the second. Look! Now we got another door open. And another ghost.
Another stranger. You have the gardener's markings, but you are not one of us. You did not fall with us. Why have you come here? Tell me your mind. Tell me what rides in it.
I'm here to find my way to the garden.
The mag folk sought the gardener too, and our gardener did not want to be found. Our gardener knew what the mag folk would do, and they broke the world to keep themselves safe. The waters boiled, the land opened, the rivers rose, and we drowned.
We broke the pain. We died with them. How could... did we do this? Your wings pinned open. Where could we go? We cannot leave. We cannot. We writhe. Why must we feel this again?
There were so few of us left when the mag folk were at our doors. How could you know of this? Yes, their ways are strange and volatile, and you will need to show wisdom to navigate them. Their ways are not the ways of people. You want a path to the garden? Pass this trial of the mind. Show me how clever you are. We will know the breadth of your wisdom before we let you learn what our gardener truly is.
Wisdom, huh? Afraid this one's all on you two.
A trial of the mind. I wonder if there's a clever trick to it.
Probably not. That was it. That was too easy.
These ghosts aren't very helpful, are they?
Maybe you just gotta soften them up a little. Lay on the charm.
Perhaps they're just unused to visitors. Surely they'll warm up to us eventually. Oh, flame traps are the worst. I've lost so many houses to them.
I'm getting a different picture of what really got us. Those spirits were lucky they're dead.
Ah, buried hearts. That show.
The Echidans are being less welcome than I thought.
If their last visitors were the Magfolk, I can see why.
They must be trying to protect their gardener. Still, this feels hostile.
Make no mistake, I'm sure it's hostile.
time's the charm. Another door is revealed.
You bear our gardener's mark. Somehow, you've proven to have strength and wit. We now see what you represent. We know the truth of you. We cannot risk you causing another calamity. You know of this. Yamana's brethren were mistaken. But we would know what's best for our gardener. We understand what they are. No more words. You have not earned the right. Finish your last trial. You come as a supplicant. You do not...
Why do I not feel comforted that this is our last trial?
Of course these trials require a leap of faith.
You bear our gardener's mark.
The gardener has grown roots into the Outlander.
What do you truly seek with our gardener?
This is... Oh, well, seems like some of the construction crew had all kinds of fun. The fur on the back of my neck is standing up.
Somehow you bested our trials. Like vermin, you persist.
Like vermin, you endured. You kept your head.
You live where worthier souls have fallen. But your journey ends here.
Soil hardens. Hesitation. Why do we smell fear? They are here to be found. Why? Why will they not free us?
This is where you die, Outlander. We cannot risk you provoking the Gardener and causing another calamity.
Be that as it may, we still won't risk another. You must perish, Outlander.
We will not have the Gardener break this land again. You cannot convince us otherwise.
Accusations like water. We do not recognize our face. The ripples break. turn away.
Now, lay your life down. We will all rest quietly. The gardener will not be disturbed. A bold claim. How do I know you can fulfill it? You fight like someone who has everything to lose. I will not say I trust you, but I will not raise arms against you. My fellows, however, will.
Big mistake!
Think they're really dead this time?
Oh, and it looks like we got a prize on the table over there. Let's take a look, shall we?
Dust, remind me not to make you mad.
I've never seen an Akedan device like this. These mechanisms, they mark the locations of important sites. It's a map.
Ever closer. We must speak of this.
Doesn't look like any map I've ever seen. But I'll take your word for it.
So where is this garden?
Don't rush me, dearie. Akedan isn't easy to translate, you know.
So close. We reach. Find us in the Adra.
Your gods said hello, didn't they? Go on then, deal with them. I need time to translate. Envoy, your god wants a chat.
Come. We yearn for answers. You are here. You heard us in the roots. You seek the garden. You know the way. But the Tabaru Sanakis, they turn from you. How can this be? Surely they would welcome you as king, grafted from the same root.
Hang on, guys.
return, we promised to protect them. And we were true. Always. We protected them.
What happened? They spoke death and destruction.
We will not remember.
Quit hiding and tell me the truth. All of it. Please, I want to help you, but I need to understand what happened.
Do not question us. Blade slips between the bones like a blade. We lived in harmony. We were at peace, and then they came with metal bodies and murderous intent. We tried to stop them.
I mean, the Magfo, but didn't you stop them? They killed the Akita.
Dead? They're dead? No. Happy. They were happy. We loved them. They loved us. No! We did not want them to die. We loved them. We tried. We loved them so much. We did not cause pain. The spirits lie. We love them most. They twist our words. We will show you. Let us offer you another gift. A seedling of power. We will show you our favor. Wait. An intruder. The piercing light. She draws near. The wire. The razor in our throat. Stop her! We writhe. We bleed. She brings the purging fire at her back. She comes to trap us. Out! Set her out! Set us free!
Wake up! Wake up! What happened? Are you all right? What did you do? Oh, really? It's hard to tell with all the dream thralls around.
I don't know what you and Sapadal were jawing about, but it must have been juicy because the Adra started to shake and hum.
You can't hear all the dream thralls trying to get in now. What happened with Sapadal?
Something's coming. Something even Sapadal's afraid of.
Once we get past all these dream thralls, I'll be excited to see what scares a god. They're flooding the area, so I think it's a great time to leave. Now! The map points us to Gallowayne's tusks. We'll find the way to the garden there. We just have to find a godless tower on the southern coast, and boom! There's our entrance into the garden.
Gallowayne's tusks. That's out of the fire and into the volcano. First, we've got to get out of here alive. Steel yourselves. This one's mine.
Much as I hate to leave, let's get out of here before more dream thralls.
Oh, we got dream thralls, spiders, we got dream thralls. Yeah. They're just gonna keep spawning.
That's one for us. Take your best shot.
I'm down.
Leave before you worsen the situation.
You should save.
Ruins are overgrown with corruption. Should burn it out before it spreads.
You're a child playing at being a hero. You understand none of the forces at work here.
The Circle of Archmagi has overstepped their authority. Again.
I don't know how to explain this any better. This is not a problem to solve with cannons or steel.
Envoy, I hope you found what you were looking for. Because those ruins are about to be a distant memory.
If we want to use the godless term for a godlike of Sapodon, the envoys are Tebaru Sanakis. It's actually a fascinating tradition.
Heresy and lies. I bring you the truth. This is a spring from which the Dream Scourge flows, injecting poison into the veins of the island.
No, a cleansing fire. Poison or cure?
The same poison that spread to Fior Messiverna, and even now rots the city from within. Stand by my side, and we can strike a blow at the Dream Scourge. And at Sapadal. An Inquisitor seeks answers, some through interrogation, others through prayer. I've been watching you, Envoy. You, who survived when so many godlike fell. When we lay together, I felt the potential for greatness radiating out of you, body and soul. No one has even glimpsed what you truly are. Not as I have. The light that shines from within you is blinding.
The undead woman has a silver tongue, I see.
I even asked the gods what made you so remarkable. And the burned queen opened my eyes to what you are. We knew the chaos of the living lands had an origin. How could I have known that you were its offspring? Yes, and now that we're together again, we both know why the gods brought us here. There are 2 plagues in the living lands. Help me destroy one, and the other will follow.
Ashes. Nothing of the Akita will remain.
We may not burn out the Dream Scourge here, but we can burn out its symptoms and take the fight to your patron.
Spirits cry out, bury the fire, but still they rage.
Fighting a superior force is one thing, but fighting a god is another. Is she really suggesting that?
Always thinking with your sword. You zealots never change. I happen to like these ruins. They've been very informative. Without them, I'd never have learned there was a new god in the living lands.
Another reason why they should be destroyed. Sapadal is dangerous, but an archmage is more unpredictable by far.
I do love it when people choose to listen to reason. I have an alternate solution to the problem at hand.
This should be amusing.
I am not talking to you, am I? Don't interrupt me. Yes, honestly, it's quite simple. I can sever the connection between the Adra in the ruins and the rest of the living lands. It will isolate the dream-scourged essence and halt the creation of new dream thralls in Shatterscar. But those that exist will remain. My solution will end the plague in this region, I believe, and keep Ludwig from having to do terrible things to those nice ruins.
What's the catch?
I knew I liked you for a reason. Yes, there is a catch. It's also what you may call a large one. Severing the Adra will require the use of a truly immense amount of essence, which, well, will result in a few deaths.
Gentle sleep. One moment, day. The next, a poppy's dream to carry them to the Garden of Night. They would feel no pain.
I'm so very glad you recall.
in layman's terms. She's going to rip the essence out of a bunch of people in Shatterscarp. For what it's worth, her theory is sound. She could stop the Dream Scourge. In Shatterscarp, at least.
A few dozen people may die. Possibly 100 or so in the more dire scenarios.
What? This is your solution?
There is no control over who will perish in the process. But it will stop the Dream Scourge from spreading in Shatterscarp. No new Dream Thralls will be created.
Raingrim is one of the smartest people alive. If she says this is the way, it's hard to argue. No matter how much we might want to.
You can't be entertaining this. Not after what we've seen. The frozen corpses, the twisted riddles. The Dream Scourge is a tragedy, but she's a monster. You can't leave Thirdborn at her mercy.
It's not an ideal solution. But it is easier to save a life when you've amputated the necrotic limb, so to speak.
At least I'm not the only rational voice in this debate. She would sacrifice the very people we're trying to save, and for what? Not even to destroy the Dream Scourge. Merely to slow it down.
Destroying the ruins and killing the Dream Thralls within is also a short-term measure. Ludwig's solution will eventually result in the same number of casualties, possibly even more. If such an alternative existed, I'd have suggested it already. So long as the Dream Scourge exists, more people will become infected. And the infected will take more lives, and this will continue indefinitely.
She has no idea what the consequences of her actions might be. And neither do you. Envoy, I want to show you something.
Oh, wow. She really used a skeleton.
I swore an oath to my goddess. A solemn vow that I would give everything in service to her. Even myself. And I did so, gladly. Zapadal wants the same devotion from you. The only difference is, you never had a choice.
Why are you glad at me with disapproval?
And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Zapadal has been whispering in your ear, guiding you, influencing you. You owe Zapadal nothing, and yet they demand everything. That is not devotion. It's cruel.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
This isn't about Zapadal. This is about every man, woman, and child in Shatterscarp.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options will bring harm. The question is, which will bring more good?
Third one needs help fighting all these Dream Thralls now. Destroy the ruins and cruise it.
What? No!
I will honor your decision, even if I think you're a disappointment.
Your patron deity might object, but the living will thank us for it.
Burn, destroy, retwine.
Soldiers of the Steel Garrote, you heard him. Bring it down.
Finally, increase your damage and grants health regeneration.
Godlike. Speak with me a moment. You and... You have destroyed a place of great power. A part of your heritage, no less. Now that I know a new god was the reason for those anomalies in Naku Kobel, there's nothing left for me in the living lands.
I couldn't kill so many people.
Your decision may yet still kill thousands. We don't know the kind of casualties that will follow. But that is for you to wrestle with. I'm done here. However, I have one final question for your young wizard.
For... me?
You have shown a great deal of talent, Yatsley. Few can dispel my illusions so easily. I could use your assistance, and the companionship. It's really dreary being alone. Should you wish to return with me, I would happily take you on as my apprentice. The rest of the circle do not often visit, which is good because they're tiresome. You, however, are a power worth shaping, and rather delightful to boot.
Well, obviously, I'm... Wait. Really? You want me to... Wow. That would be... amazing. But, I have to think about it. At the very least, the envoy would be lost without me. And so would my lover. Though the idea of finally devoting more time to magic is... tempting.
I very rarely take on an apprentice, and I have near infinite patience. The offer will stand. Don't worry. My work will still be here when you're done with your godlike's quest. Whatever you decide, it will be some months before I depart. You know where to find me. Be clever, godlike. Don't think too much with your heart.
Finally, those old ruins have a purpose.
Absolute destruction.
Congratulations, Envoy. It takes an ironclad will to defy one's god.
I did it for Shaska.
Even better. Unlike Sapadal, I have no use for blind loyalty. Destroying the ruins brought us valuable time, but the threat of the Dream Scourge remains. Be on your guard. You and I are willing to do what it takes to restore order in the living lands. Heelguard lacks the spine to do what's right. But we won't let that stop us, will we? For now, this is where we part ways. The Steel Garrote and I follow a different path. No doubt it will cross yours eventually.
Good to see you again, Ludwig.
And you, despite the circumstances. Good hunting, Envoy.
At least she's not turning those guns on us. Yet.
Bring it down.
The dream.
Did you hear about Laguna? We found him dead at the lighthouse. The old guy from the swordfish? No kidding. Someone snuck up there when he was sleeping and slit his throat. Damn! Wonder what he did to deserve that. I bet it was spies that got him. Deer and spice? Did he ever tell you how they almost beat a citizen once? You're thinking he knew too much. They've got little birdies everywhere.
I know who it was.
ruins. What happened? I heard them fall to rubble. It comes, it sings, it dreams. Of war and blood and smoke and... Did you have a hand, Envoy?
Kill most, if not all, the drain thralls.
You and your Inquisitor destroyed hundreds of years of history and time, and silver lights flashing bright. Ruins break into bones, they do. They make a necklace, a collar of time. We choke and...
You have to do the drain scourge already. You need rest.
I'm sorry, I think I need a moment. Smoke and rhyme, we are losing time.
Oh no.
I think she's already slipping away from us. We've got to stop this plague, Envoy.
Sing black, sing silver, songs of permission. Yes, go. Yes, leave.
A butterfly emerges, a dream of peace.
I'm gonna close these blinds up for a sec, guys. Just give me a sec. It's starting to get very hot in here. Maybe open the door. Open up some doors to cool the house down because it's starting to get very warm with that sun coming through the blinds.
Well, if it isn't the Envoy, Thirdborn's greatest hope.
Oh, that's the monster who got us kicked out of Thirdborn.
Come to kill us too?
Why bother when he could burn the city instead?
Oh good. At least everyone is already being calm and rational.
You'd like to talk your way out of everything, wouldn't you? A ruthless deed, a honeyed word, and it all disappears.
Now hang on. What are you here for?
The Adirans fired on the ruins. Didn't you see?
Next it'll be Thirdborn.
If I hadn't given the order, you'd be dead.
Dead? What are you on about?
The trait souls contain the drain scourge.
So your first instinct was to turn our history to rubble?
They're buildings, Moakua. Priceless ones, but ruins. Not even ours. We can't rebuild a lost life.
That's all well and good for you. I'm not leaving until you do right by us. We lost our only home. Ugh!
Oh, I wasn't expecting a sincere apology. That kind of takes the wind out of my sails.
Just let him leave.
Well, go on, get out of here, before I change my mind.
Saved by an Adiran. Again. I hope the tusks eat you whole.
Safe travels to you.
I'm sorry. But before anything else, I need a word with you. Of course, I understand the impulse of wanting to save those in Thirdborn.
You understand the impulse? Where's this going?
But think of all that we lost. Because you still have a soft spot for your former lover.
Our past relationship with Luton had no bearing on my decision.
Yardsley has a right to be concerned. You have a conflict of interest, and it's becoming our problem.
Not my problem, as long as I can erase the mental image.
Cut the envoy some slack. He made up his own mind. It almost sounds like you hate this idea only because it was Ludwig's.
Ludwig is a fool. Her brain has rotted away with the rest of her. We have no reason to believe that the Dream Scourge has been stopped, by the way. It certainly hasn't stopped Dream Scourge from appearing everywhere else in the Living Lands.
Then maybe we turn a few more of these ruins into heaps of rubble. I can't see anything good that's come out of them.
Maybe stop talking while you're ahead.
Years of lost history found. Just in time to be erased by two Adiran fools.
I'm not going to apologize for putting lives over some ruins.
I suppose I thought you were smarter than this. How disappointing. Greenbring knows more about the Dream Scourge than the dead woman burning down homes.
I hate to say it, Yardsley, but we're not changing anyone's mind today. Let's talk later. Just the two of us.
Fine, fine. You're right. It's done. Let's just focus on getting to the garden.
While that parting is probably the closest Ludwig gets to friendly, I'm not looking forward to our paths crossing again.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn, like a rat. And we gave her everything she wanted.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but I'm not sure she has any other sides.
You know her better than any of us. What's your read?
Let's not get wound up in personal opinions.
That might be easier said than done.
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
I believe it. And we'll cross that bridge with you when we get to it.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power. But we have spunk and a map. And that might just be enough to find the garden before she does.
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely understand, with no guarantees of what we'll find there. Still, I'm determined to reach the garden, above all else.
Ugh, that's just a pile of Sokka. Oh, now you're listening to me, all of a sack of sup sudden. You won't find a blessed a thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a Padraku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarv jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a Blessed Day Oracle to know this won't go how you think it will. And all your clues come from one source. You've been following a voice in your head. What do you know about Sopidol? How do you know you can trust them?
I hate to be the voice of reason. We are talking about a god. There are limits to what we can even comprehend.
I have a powerful connection to my Blessed Flute, but I'm not about to take orders from it.
What's on your mind, Marius? What bothers you so?
Because I can scream until I'm blue in the face, and you people would still rather trust the Envoy's pet headache demon. And now you want to drag us through the deadliest region in the world because a sleeping god said so.
Something happened to you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm done here. Do whatever blessed planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
I don't.
Be gentle with him. Or if not gentle...
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each other. Now's your chance. Can we talk a moment? I wanted to pick your brain about Shatterscarp. The ruins of Naku Kubel predate civilization as we know it. We had so much to learn from them. But the Steel Road care nothing for the past. Only the future. As long as it's under their thumb.
Destroying words was only way to spare innocent lives.
I'm not saying it was an easy decision, or that you should have acted differently. The fact remains that we played into our enemy's hands, and what did we get in return? We delayed the inevitable. Better than nothing, I suppose, though not by much. I'm holding you to that. Maybe there's no right answer to any of this. Maybe all we can do is keep going, leaving chaos in our wake. I just wish the world and its problems would leave us alone. Even for a moment. Give us time to focus on our mission. Ourselves. As do I. We both deserve a little peace. And if the world will not give it to us, then we'll just find it in each other. While I have your ear, can I ask you one more question?
Go ahead.
Something about Inquisitor Ludwig has been getting to me. She seemed eager to distinguish your Adiran loyalty from your nature as a godlike, as though the two are incompatible. She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual?
She played a role which pushed me in an awkward position.
Indeed, it does. It's just... When you agreed to destroy the ruins, Ludwig was surprised, as though she didn't believe you would do the right thing. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she trusts you. Maybe she never has. Anyway, that just had me thinking.
She's being controlled by the god,
Could be something.
by the Burn Queen god,
Time will tell. Get some rest.
which is Wodica.
You deserve
Wodica has never liked Sabadol from what we gathered from the artifacts, so Wodica's behind it all. Probably was behind the original attack by the Mage Folk.
Pleasant dreams.
Envoy, We need to discuss what you did in the ruins. You destroyed something that was... I'm trying to remain calm. I have to remember that you had a reason for what you did. Nothing infuriates me more than to do what Ludwig wants, but... I'm not unhappy with what you did. Those ruins were literally priceless. They had real Echidans in there. Think of how far my research would have shot forward. But we would have had to sacrifice so many for it. And I can't say that's a fair trade. Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though... Of course. Because a common reaction to being set upon by dream thralls is to placate another monster.
The Envoy has history with these people. A change of heart doesn't happen overnight.
All right. I understand. I'm sorry, Envoy. This is my life's work. And that skeletal maniac attacked my home. I'm just a little more raw than I thought.
Poor soul in my ruin. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I think you've earned a bit of trust from me. Things have been... unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Echidans in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers. And it's all thanks to you and your weird god, Sapidal, was it? Oh, big fan. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier? Fascinating. I can't imagine what it was like to grow up a godlike with no god. I'm glad you got answers, sweetheart. Well, I have to start writing this all down before I forget. But do return if you think of any other juicy details. Always. I've been trying to sort my thoughts since we left her domain. We met Ringrim. The Ringrim. Master illusionist of the Circle of Archmagi. And we impressed her. She even offered to make me her apprentice.
Again, I think that Ringrim is a really big deal to you.
As smart as you are, Envoy, I sometimes forget that you are still a layperson. It doesn't feel real. But it is. Oh, Handra's titties. What am I going to do? If I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fjord. And what about my study of the Godless? I've spent my whole life with them. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't do everything all at once. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Exploring as I wish and coming home to open arms and a warm bed. I don't want to give that up. But this is something I never even dreamed of. But it's big. It won't leave room for much else. And I'm too old to... Oh, Envoy. What would you do? I know. I've learned magic through my own means. Really, how much more could I learn with her? And how much faster? Within a fortnight, I could rule the world.
Oh, God, right. I'll stick with the secret sleeping god that whispers who knows what in our leader's head, thank you very much.
Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, you need to slow down. Think about your feelings. Well, I don't want to think about my feelings. So just let me be alone for a bit.
I don't know what she was. You seem to be looking for any excuse not to go to Golemai's task.
Don't... Right, I guess I was. I just... really don't want to go. Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to explode. I sweat. My ears ring. I can't breathe. And it seems like we're really heading there. I feel like I'm dying. Right. Thanks. I understand not wanting to go back. But why can't I just thinking about it makes me feel ill. I need some time alone, Envoy. I need to get some rest. I'll be ready to go when the time comes.
You told me Mount Forja smelled like a basket of rotten eggs, but you should have told me it smells like a ship's latrine after a month at sea.
Ugh. Always thought that if I ever came back here, I'd never...
It's okay. We're all here with you. Deep breaths.
I'm fine. Just need to... I just need a moment. smell in here. Makes me wish I hadn't eaten today.
I won't ever complain about Marius' laundry habits again.
Here we go.
That was fun.
Why is it so big?
Yeah.
Quiet, you.
You can imprison our bodies, but not our voices.
Does this amuse you, seeing your kin caged like beasts?
No true kin would desert Solace. All we have are our oaths to Nandru, and you broke them.
Right. They're not the only ones either.
The damn oaths again. You might as well be the one in chains. Our founder, Nandru, didn't intend for his people to starve. I'd bet you my kidneys he didn't build Solace Keep so we can die of starvation in it. No, he would have wanted us to live.
Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm getting too hungry to even think.
What's going on is Park Grunin business. Stay out of it, Outlander.
Yeah, don't need a blessed outsider pretending they know anything. Move along.
Can't imagine why you even set foot here. These are Park Grunin lands. Last I checked.
Meaning mind your tongue and your judgment while you're here, outsider. These folk have done much to deserve their cages.
Hang on, guys.
Strange that you think we'd care about your opinion. Saka, get out of here.
And you assholes need to feed us.
There's no food. We barely have decent meals ourselves. Why waste any of it on people who won't stay and fight?
Saka, don't tell the outsider that. These bastards wanted to abandon the keep. Saka, you're right. We'll share some of our rations. You want anything else? I'm sick of looking at you.
Fine. Anything to be done looking at you. Follow the main road north and then east. You'll find some dirt paths to follow after you hit the cliffs. Now mind your business.
They're on the precipice of something magical. You can feel it, can't you? The garden is within our grasp. All we need now is the courage and wisdom to brave the unknown.
We'll do it again.
Your confidence is refreshing. I almost hate to ask, but are you afraid of what's to come? I'm not judging, just curious.
Yes, but not as a god, I'm afraid of the future.
Indeed. Whatever happens in the garden, it won't be the end of our problems. I believe, for the first time in ages, I used to care so much about discovery, invention, achievement. But deep down, I was afraid. Afraid that I wasn't living up to my potential. You've been paying attention. Since we met, everything I believed has been proven wrong. That the island can be controlled. That I alone can fix it. Even my parents. Gods. They really had no idea what they were doing. Just like me. And look how that turned out. I'm so tired of being afraid. And even if I'm wrong again, that's part of the journey. I have no idea where it leads. And for the first...
I think you just made a breakthrough.
Did I? Huh. I don't know what I expected. Feels nice. Glad I could get that off my chest. We have bigger problems to worry about, but I appreciate these little moments. You have an inquisitive... If you ever feel your education is missing something, like... Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were... If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an anima... Gladly. You should have seen my thesis defense.
I called the governor an intellect. Now, let... You, drifted off.
I was hanging on your every word.
Really?
You drifted off a moment. Were you paying attention?
Well, aren't you the clever one? No harm done, of course. I don't mind if you catch a few winks. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything... Pleasant dreams.
Gods. Anyone else finding... Come on, boy. Last time I was here, I was fully convinced I'd never be back. The tusks seem harsh and unforgiving, but I learned to survive here. Don't worry. I'll make sure you do too. I left Solace under the cover of darkness, through an exit only me and a friend of mine knew about. More importantly, I left without permission, which means I more or less exiled myself. I did. Might come a time when I'm ready to talk about it. You'll see when we get there. Solace isn't the most welcoming place, even to those who live there. Anyway. If I must.
The Rawatayans love to boast about how barren and rugged our homeland is. But we've got nothing on the Parkroom.
Go on, it's us getting the sun.
I can't fault your optimism, but would you think that if this was the only landscape you ever saw, day in and day out? According to Marius, his people are forbidden from ever leaving the Tusks.
I did tell you that, didn't I? Must have been drunk.
I'm all for pulling together, but that's just oppressive.
You're not alone. A lot of people in Solace would agree with you.
Exactly. It's not a home if you have to lock people in it. Ravatai has a similar problem. Between the constant storms and the rocky soil, the land's never supported us easily. So, many of us find work as sailors and mercenaries. We explore the world as soldiers or as part of a trade mission. We venture out. We're encouraged to. Yeah, that's certainly part of it. Look, I'm not trying to defend or debate my empire's conduct, or yours. Everyone in the Living Lands faces struggle. But people choose that, and usually to escape something worse. Forcing people into a lifetime of hardship for the sake of principle or tradition is a different matter entirely.
Thought I'd be going back.
How could they? Beloved that you are, and still they bared their fangs. We blessed the Tabarusanakis, and they prick us in return.
You harmed innocents, of course they're furious.
Roots like a wall. We only meant to protect. We thrash against the blinding light to keep the Akita safe. We never wanted this. So many seedlings lost. We grieved, but we saved many.
Sometimes emotions drive us to do terrible things. can't take any fucking responsibility for anything, can you?
We tended, comforted the living, and buried the dead. Yet still the branches swipe. We mourn, we could not be to blame. They should have shared our love. Their spite, this we could not foresee. But you are here, a green shoot after the fire. You would not raise your hand against us.
As long as our goals are pointed in the same way.
Freedom from the garden, a lamp to light our way. Sleep now, dream of golden poppies on the road ahead.
Alright guys, that is where I'm going to end things off for today. Be sure to leave a follow if you're new to the stream. Be sure to make yourself known in the stream. Say hi, introduce yourself, you know, all that kind of stuff. But also be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's where these VODs will be going up as soon as I get to them. But yeah, I want to thank you all for joining in. Be sure to leave a follow. But until next time, guys, I'm Kyle Tander, and I'll catch you later.